22 degrees C downtown. Yeah, believe me, the weatherman is saying, well, 18 degrees, blowing it out of the water. And believe me, I think we've already been at 27 degrees. So I think Barbara and I have already won the weather thing this morning. I have to double check with Barbara on that one. But in the meantime, got to welcome everybody on board this morning. So very, very happy to have you. So let me do this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today absolutely elated because we're heading all the way over to Louisiana. Yeah, been a while since we've been there, and today we're meeting up with Leif Shively. Check this out. Here's Adios. Dear. So it's a pleasure to meet you anyway, Leif.
Yes, sir. I gotta ask, do you ride motorcycles?
Yeah, I do. I got a Harley.
I figured because you knew. I guess y'all knew John and them. I kind of had some idea. I figured you guys rode.
Well, I do. Barbara, she rides a quad on her farm.
Okay.
Yeah, Barbara lives out on the country. We're actually in a town, a small milling town, maybe about 7,000 people. And believe me, I'll let you know, we're in every English-speaking country in the world. We get picked up everywhere in the world. Some that aren't even English-speaking countries. I don't know how it works, but we'll take it. I'll give you stats as we go through, by the way. And you see, the only way I get to hear your music is Barbara gives it to me on a little flash stick kind of deal that I Bluetooth to my stereo in my car. Now, there's a reason for that. When we first started doing this, I was getting influenced by everybody in the office. You got to do an interview with this guy or that guy. And some of it was absolute crap. You know what I mean? I'm going, no, no way. So now I go driving in my car. Two reasons. First reason is so nobody can influence me. I make up my decision on what the music is, and I don't get any information. I don't know who the artist is and or the title of the track. I make my decision on the music, okay? And the second reason, well, nobody else wants to drive with me.
Right.
Well, you see, I like to drive sideways.
Hey, by the way, I gotta ask real quick. Did the camera just switch on you guys?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. I guess I didn't expect that. I didn't know that it would.
No, it's looking good.
Try
You're
to
right.
receive the call.
No, it's all good.
It's all good. You're looking good.
Well, no, someone tried to call and it flipped. I didn't know that.
No worries. No
My
worries.
bad.
You're good. What's on your T-shirt, by the way?
Oh, it's I guess a Brahma bull.
Mm-hmm.
I like I said, y'all actually mentioned wrestling earlier. This was one of the Rock's T-shirts.
Ah, I thought I recognised that. I really did. Yeah, we're big sports fans in the office here, if you know what I mean.
You are.
Well, we've got to be, simply because it's about as far removed from radio as you can get, and sometimes you need some downtime, you know what I mean?
True.
Barbara gets about 200 submissions a day on music, so we only choose the best of the best, literally, to play on our radio station, and you've ticked all the boxes all the way through. And believe me, Leif, I'm not getting through a breakfast show anymore without seeing your name every morning.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
It is. It is. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today, believe me, absolutely elated. Got to welcome everybody along. Thank you for joining us. Hey, if you're on YouTube, maybe Facebook and X and everything else, Thank you for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Today we're all the way over, I think it's the Big Easy, I think they call it that, Louisiana, with our very, very new friend, Leif Shively. And Leif, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank y'all for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure, sir. It really, really is. And since we've been playing your music, I've got to be honest with you, you're making quite a sensation with our listeners worldwide. You're not shy about asking for your music.
I'm glad. I'm glad they do that, man.
They really, really are. And I tell you what, big fan of Adios. So I think we kicked off the show with this. We better get right on into it and give me the skinny on this one. Tell me all about it.
Actually, this song was made up. The other guitar player and I, his stepdad's a good buddy of ours, and he loves to he's a former, he's a Green Beret. He's retired, but he likes to have a good time. He likes to party, and so basically, anytime you can find his stepdad outside, he's out there in his above ground swimming pool, like the cheap one, in his Crocs, grilling steaks, and always trying to get women to come over. So the song is actually about him.
That sounds so Kiwi. Believe me, we're pretty much the same. The Crocs, the above pool cheap one too. By the way, it's got to be a blow up jobby. You know what I mean? A few beers.
I'm wearing Crocs now.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely love that. I really, really do. And sympathise to your friend as well, too, by the way. Nice to have a Marine on hand. It really, really is. So, got to thank him for his service as well. Now, Leif, got to ask you, how long have you been performing? Because, believe me, I've been an engineer now for a good 40 plus years, and I hear music every day. I really, really do. But every now and again, there's something that just absolutely stands out. And I think, quite frankly, I'm really, really interested in your career and where you've been, where you're going, what your, what your vision is for Leif Shively in the near future. And believe me, I've got a few suggestions I want to talk to you about after we do this interview. I would really like to be able to promote you a little bit more than what we can here. So, if we can have a chat about that afterwards, believe me, I think you'll be very, very impressed. Really, really will be. So, how long have you been performing, my friend?
Well, my dad was a musician, and he got me started playing when I was like 12 or 11. And I've been playing ever since. I started off on drums. I got, played bass, and then the last instrument I got was the guitar, and I really stuck with it. And I've been playing ever since. Plus, my mom played, and so does my brother. My whole family played.
I got the feeling it was in your blood, literally. As an engineer, I try and reverse engineer other people's work, you know what I mean? So I listen intently to each and every structure that's within a song. And every song that I've listened to, I'm absolutely comfortable in saying, you're very, very comfortable on stage. You're very, very comfortable at singing and performing. I think you've been doing it for some time now.
Yeah, I've been playing guitar for the longest time, going out because I've been mainly a lead guitarist, and I was in a band called Louisiana Swamp Donkey that did a lot of touring. I was the lead guitar player, and about 4 years ago, I decided to start doing the singing thing once all that stuff had kind of come to an end. And so I was like, I got to do something,
Absolutely. Want to give a shout out too to Curtain Call, who've been promoting you through to us, and they do such a great job. They really, really do. Having said that, I got a young lady coming out of Michigan State right now. Her name is Tina. She's asking Leif, as a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on TikTok? Are you a talker for a start off? Are you on X? Are you on Facebook? Do you respond?
I respond to everybody. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and they'll be under, I think TikTok is Leif Shively Band Music. I think it's Leif Shively Band Music. And on Instagram, it's the Leif Shively Band page. And on Facebook, it's just Leif Shively Band.
Okay, now I've also got a young man by the name of Danny coming out of Victoria. He's asking, do you have a merch store? Can you buy caps, koozies, t-shirts, all the bits and pieces, much like today I'm wearing, would you believe, the nickel slot? So check that out when you're on the line, because believe me, folks, everybody would like a t-shirt of Leif Shively's. They really would. Tell me about it.
Well, we're actually working on the online merch store. I've been trying to battle my way through making that. In fact, we worked on that last week. So I'm hoping to have that up in about 2 weeks so that I can have a merch store, because we have the website, leifshivleyband.com. But doing it as an independent artist, and you really don't know how to, I mean, I'm not the greatest with a computer when it comes to that, but I am battling my way through it. I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
You believe me, my friend. I think you're going to be a great success. Let me know when that's up, and I will do a promo for you and get a little bit of interest going for you. And in fact, maybe, just maybe, when you do get it up and everything, maybe you might want to send me a t-shirt so I can promote you while I'm doing this. They work, literally. I've had so many people say, Grant, I've been watching the interview, but I've been on the interwavy thing buying whatever you're wearing at the time. So you never know, it might help.
Hey, I'll go ahead and send you one now. I've got like t-shirts, I've been taking to the shows and stuff. I'll go ahead and send you and Barbara one.
Well, I'll get Barbara to give you all the sizes, places, everything like that.
I'll send all three of y'all one. Let me think it back.
There you go. Believe me, it's not often that the producer gets a t-shirt as well. So she's humbly grateful, believe me. What did
no problem.
Small size.
Small size. She's squawking small size at me. So, okay. Leif, tell me about Drive.
Drive, it's kind of the thought of, when I guess somebody's, like, maybe like you were with them, they moved, like, you guys kind of went your separate ways. And I guess, sorry about that, it flipped again. People keep trying to call me today. What is that about?
They know that you're talking to Kiwis.
Call me till now.
Yeah, believe me.
But no, it's about this whole distance thing. Like you may have went your separate ways, but you're kind of like there's still this thing that you wonder, is she ever going to want to come back to this? And when it says 34, you can take it two different ways. You can be like, take it back to when we were 34 years old, but it's really a reference towards Highway 34, and that's the way back on in Louisiana.
I absolutely love it. You're right here at Galaxy, joined live today, and I'm very humbled to meet Leif Shively. Here's Drive. Oh dear. How you feeling, Leif? You okay?
Oh yeah, feeling good. I wish people could call my phone.
Don't worry, they all know you're talking to a Kiwi. It happens every time.
Okay.
Yeah, but it really does.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who I'm talking to. Every time I'm talking, everybody wants to call that person.
That's exactly it. It's what it seems like.
Well, it is. It is. Fate. As soon as I tell everybody I'm going to be talking to Leif Shively, what do you know? You're going to get phone calls. Sorry, my bro.
Yeah. Hey, I'll go ahead and tell you, the entire day I was at work today, not one phone call. Not one.
There you go. There you go. Do you remember William Shatner?
Yeah, Star Trek.
Yeah, Captain Kirk. I see this morning, I see in the news this morning that the government has made him remove his lingerie line from shopping.
What?
Yeah, apparently Shatner Panties isn't a good name.
That is good.
You can keep that one.
I will keep that, and that was the good one. I thought you said he got me that.
We'll give you. We're actually making a movie as well. We'll give you a copy of the movie, and when we finish this, we'll take a couple of pickies. Barbara will put it all into a movie as well. Just wondering though, have you ever been a cartoon before?
No.
Oh well. Yeah. Barbara's going to make you do a cartoon as well today. So okay.
Oh, sweet.
Now
I'm down.
Now, Leif, I usually say, friends and family automatically love it because it's you. I usually tell people, show it to somebody you don't like.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's a damn good boast. It really is. But more importantly, usually puts a fire under their tuchus and they say, hey, listen, I got a band too. How do I get hold of them? As I said, Barbara gets 200 submissions a day. I don't think she's busy enough. I need to round up some more bands.
Yeah, you need 400 submissions.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's put it to the test.
It's all right, I'll send all the music. If I get 400, you get, yeah.
I don't know how you do too. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're talking to Leif Shively, coming out of the Big Easy, I think it is, in Louisiana. You know, Leif, unfortunately, if I ever had the opportunity of an ex of mine ever getting, they used to burn effigies of me.
Oh, what?
Yeah, believe me, when I broke up with a woman who was that good, that you would see them out there with bonfires of clothing and an effigy of me stitching in the front of it or something like that. You know what I mean? They used to love to break up with me.
Hey, that's tough right there.
Well, yeah, what's tougher is they go and get the whole neighbourhood around for the big bonfire as well, you know. Let's shame Grant. Make a party.
Understandable.
Yeah, it's really weird when you rock up the next day and say, I've come to pick up my stuff, and here's this big burn site on the lawn. Fun. Has happened. It has happened. But yet again, I have met a few people, including some people that actually were on rooftops. Now, check this out. I got to be honest with you, I did an interview with a guy coming out of Canada. His name at that time was Kadu Source. Today he's Simon Clow. He's gone back to his original name. But the very first time I ever met him and did an interview with him, literally, he was on a roof. Right? And I thought, well, this is an amazing place to hold an interview from Canada to New Zealand. But it's not quite like the track Rooftops. Now, believe me, I absolutely love this track. I really do. 1,722 requests since we've been playing it. It's connecting with our audience, which we call the noise here at Galaxy, simply because they are vocal and we listen. You know what I mean? And believe me, that's how we put our breakfast show together in the mornings, is literally how many people have asked per artist, per track. We put all those stats together, run it into the computer, it all jumbles it up and makes sense out of it, and that's how our breakfast show turns up every morning. And believe me, I'm seeing your name there more and more and more times. And believe me, Rooftops, absolutely going off the charts right now. Tell me why.
That's blowing my mind. I figured it would be Adios or Drive or one of the others. I love that. I like the song. That song right there is kind of, it's more the thought of like literally like people being outside or being out in the building, kind of just like stargazing, kind of looking out there, and it's kind of the perspective of being the man on the moon type thing. And feeling kind of isolated, alone, away from everything, and that's really what the song's about. It's the album picture is actually a guy on a rooftop looking at the moon and seeing like a girl's reflection in it. He's looking at her, but she can't see him. That type thing.
I fully understand. I really, really do. Once upon a time, too, by the way, they used to think there was a man up there. They really did. You're right here at Galaxy with Leif Shively. Here's Rooftops. How you feeling, Leif? You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good.
Nice, nice. How many countries are tuned in right now?
169.
169 countries. That's not bad.
That's a big one today.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a big one today. How many cities then?
7,842.
7,842
43.
cities. 43.
Yeah.
43. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad, Leif. It really isn't. The numbers you do want is the ones I will give you at the end of this, and that is how many devices were tuned in. Now, we don't know whether it's 10 people in a room or one person in a room. It's the computer itself, the IP address that we ping off, if you know what I mean. I'll give you that number,
Right.
and believe me, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Oh, like I said, dude, I'm just pumped. I'm pumped that y'all are playing the music. Like I said, there's where I'm at. There's like one radio station in my hometown that plays the music. That's it.
Well, believe me, we're the only radio station in our town as well. We are FM, and we are up and down the Bay of Plenty, the beautiful Bay of Plenty, which covers quite a distance, but we're also internet. Now, we're a part of an experiment with the government here in New Zealand and the government in Australia, because if you remember way back in the day, they used to have a thing called AM, right?
Yeah.
And then came along this FM, which completely knocked AM off the chart, right?
Right.
Now we have the internet, and the government wants to know, is it viable retaining FM? So we've been in an experiment now for almost 11 years, and we're winning. We're winning.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to know radio is still, kicking butt over there.
Well, you know something? It's still romantic. It
It
is.
is. The first, everybody always says, there's nothing like hearing a song you did for the first time on the radio, and there's nothing like that.
Exactly. And with the new technologies today, even cars are coming out with FM radios and everything like that. Internet radios and everything like that. So when people scan their radio, we seem to pop up quite frequently. It doesn't matter whether you're in New Zealand, in the South Island, or in Germany. You know what I mean?
Well, I know that, but I always liked when DJs and stuff would talk about the tracks rather than just you get some input or insight or something you used to when you listen to like 99X, which is where I'm at. They would talk about the music,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that's sticking around.
Well, believe me, my friend, we have a huge following globally, and as I say, the noise is not shy about telling us who they like. You know what I mean? And I got to be honest with you, Leif, they kind of like you.
Well, I'm pumped, man. I'm glad.
I got to push the buttons to make it work. There you go. Too busy thinking about a question now. When we first met Leif this morning, just a wee while ago, the first thing he asked me is if I ride a motorbike. And yeah, honestly, I do. I've got two Harleys. One's a Bat Boy and one's a Panhead. And I take them out for rides every now and again. And I was kind of curious of why he would ask me that. Why did you ask me that?
Oh well, I live in the South. Everybody that usually has like a decently long beard rides. Everybody. Lots of bikers in the South.
Fair
Lots
enough.
of bikers.
Yep, fair enough. Well, yes, I do, and yes, I do, and yeah, I do. But having said that, my friend, believe me, I am absolutely fascinated with your career as been going along these days. Now, I got to ask you, and we're basically putting these as people request them, and we're coming to the pinnacle of the most requested, right? But I got to ask you, 2025, brand spanking new year. Well, it's running out pretty quickly as well. Gosh, we're going through it. Have you got anything lined up for shows, gigs, and festivals for the forthcoming summer event?
For the summer event,
Are you doing anything live
well,
this summer?
Yeah. Okay. So we've got coming up. We're gonna be playing Little Sturgis in Kentucky. The Kentucky Sturgis Bike Rally. It's a really cool rally.
Been
I
out?
played there 8 years ago with my old band, and it's always really cool. It's always a really kick-ass event. Good people. And another one we got coming up is going to be in Nashville. It's the Music City Festival. It's going to be at the Harley Davidson their dealership at the Boswell dealership in Nashville. The same weekend of the CMA, so it'd be pretty cool, man. I'm pretty pumped.
Absolutely fantastic. I've been to a number of shows where, believe me, there's just so many bikes at this particular event. Really, there really is. And congratulations for making that one. It's going to be an absolute off the hook show. It really is. And I used to go there and watch the WWF wrestling back in those days, and the WC wrestling, WCW. So yeah, believe me, I've been to Sturgis a few times now. So congratulations.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Because like I said, it's always fun.
Well,
Those are always great events.
being an old bikie myself, it's the pilgrimage. You know what I mean? At some stage in your life, you've just got to go and have a Sturgis. You really do. Doesn't matter where in the world you are, you've got to do it. And believe me, here in New Zealand, we're only 97 days away from anywhere in the world by paddle boat. It's not that bad, really. It really isn't. But you've got to take in a Sturgis. You really do. So if you ever get the chance, do it. Maximum bike heaven. It really is. It really is. And I'm very jealous because I would love to be able to go and see you live on stage.
Well, lots of pretty girls too. That's also nice.
My wife won't let me see that. Believe me, I did have a young lady ask me to get married once, and I says, "Can I ask my wife first?" Well, she's one of these. She'll roll her sleeves up, and she'll throw something or somebody heavy at me if I'm, not nice. And believe me, she won't back down. She really won't. She's a very feisty, look after herself kind of lady, which I think is a good segue about I won't back down. Tell me about this track.
Well, back in our little hometown, we had a buddy. He's a veteran, and he was wanting to put together this festival. It's called Rambling on the Red, and he asked if I could do some kind of song for their, for like this foundation. It was called Every Warrior, and I was like, yeah, why don't I do a cover of Uptown Pet? I don't know why. Every time I heard that song, I always thought of it from that kind of perspective, and I was like, why don't I do this? And they used it, and I think they were really happy to have the track.
Well, I got to be honest with you again. Climbing right on up there, you've got 1,813 requests for this one, and still climbing. Believe me, you'll have more for it tomorrow. I know that. So, joining us live here at Galaxy is Leif Shively. I won't back down. Ah, dear. Now, Leif, I'm trying to come to the bottom of a myth. Okay, for about 11 years now, I've been trying to figure this sucker out, and you might be the guy to be able to help me. You're not a vegan by any chance, are you?
A what? A vegan?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Actually, almost the opposite.
Right, me too. I'm a meatologist like crazy. This is why I'm trying to get to the bottom of this myth. Have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
No.
No. I'm trying to figure out whether they're made of real vegans or not.
That is a good one. I'm gonna steal that one too.
Yeah, do that. Believe me, you'll be going back through the video going, what was that Jake he said?
Hey, that's one thing I will. I will steal a joke or two. I will.
Good, please, enjoy, literally. By the way, we were talking about bales of hay, right?
Yeah.
In this morning's news, we here in New Zealand have the SPCA, which is the Society of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, right? Well, they're facing the government this morning, I see in the news, because they're trying to ban round hay bales. Yeah,
Really?
they don't think the cows are getting a square meal.
Ha! Okay, I got you one. That's a good one. See, I thought you were being serious there for a minute.
Yeah, never think that. Never think that.
Wait, so did you come up with that just based off me mentioning the square bells earlier?
Yeah.
That was good. That's clever.
I used to be a stand-up comedian. Believe me, this is like the Jerry Springer show of radio. I will take something that you say, and well, you never know what I might come up with.
That would have been the scariest thing to me in the world, being a stand-up comedian. Lord. Ooh.
My first night, tell you, it was butt puckering. It really was. It really was. Honestly, I got picked up. I had a guy who was starting up a comedy factory here in New Zealand, right? He used an old theatre, a picture theatre that wasn't being used anymore, so he did it up and opened up a comedy factory. And he came across one day and says, Grant, would you like to have a go at it? And I went, yeah, I'll give it a go. You know, I'm not expecting much. It's a Wednesday night. What the hell? He says, I'll send a car. So he sent a car for me this Wednesday night. And this guy drove me down this alleyway at the back with this one little light over a door, right? And the driver says, knock on the door. And I went, oh, okay, fair enough. And he's peeling out. And I'm thinking, what the heck? So I knock on the door, and here's this guy. I'm not kidding. He must have been 9 foot across. He was that big. You know, he was tall. He looks under the door and he goes, you the new comedian? I'm like, yeah. Okay, he grabs me, he pulls me, and he goes, there's the stage, be funny.
That's a lot of pressure.
Hello.
That's a lot of pressure.
But somebody had never done it before. Yeah. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm talking to Leif Shively, and of course, believe me, absolutely loving our relationship that we're building. Now, Leif, I got to apologise, you know, I tend to throw in a bit of humour every now and again, and I like to lighten up everything, to be very honest with you. It sort of makes me feel more comfortable, maybe you feel more comfortable as well, because by the time you get out for this, you'll go, that guy was a dick. But, you know, it happens. It happens, it really does. Now, I got to ask you, anything in the can coming up for this year? Are you bringing out any new music in the near future?
Yeah, I've got about 7 or 8 songs I'm probably going to be dropping out throughout the year. The one I'm excited about that's coming out new is going to be a song, I'm calling it X and Sex right now. It's kind of a, it's more of a, it's kind of a party song, but it's about a lady who likes to get down, you know.
Mate, I'm loving it. I really am, because maybe you might pass it our way so that we can play it on our station down here down under in the Antipodes. But more importantly, maybe just maybe you'll come back for yet another interview.
Would love to. As a matter of fact, we'll make that happen 100%.
Absolutely brilliant. Stay in touch with Barbara. Believe me, she will absolutely sort something out for you. And again, when we finish this, I do want to talk to you about promoting you a little bit more, than we can here. And believe me, we only play the best indie artists in the world, but at the same time, we only promote the best of the best, and that's what we're going to do here. We really, really are. So, having said that, and I want to know something. It's not often that I take a few songs out of my playlist in my car to make room for new music. And believe me, Roughneck's Roll has just made it into my playlist. Believe me, I think it's music to drive fast to be very honest with you. I'm absolutely loving this. Tell me a little bit about this track.
Well, after that last band dissolved, I went into working in the oil field for about I've been doing it for about 8-10 years on and off. I'm at the 10-year mark now. I'm at the 10-year mark, and it's about working in the oil field and like what it's like. It's not a normal job. It's a lot of hours, long time away from family, and it's pretty dangerous when you consider, I guess the work conditions, and it's just about that life. I mean, it's what you do, it's what you live, and it's who you are.
I fully understand. I really, really do. Got to be honest, my favourite Leif Shively at the time is our Redneck's Roll. You're right, here at Galaxy. Now, I am going to ask you, how would you like to do me some voice drops the next time you're near a recordable 58 so that we can add you here? The more times people hear who you are, believe me, they'll go and check you out, and before you know it, you've got another 5,000 fans or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, easy. I can do that easy. Okay. So what I do, I have a business too that I work at. I work at night. I work as a studio guitarist at like studio, and so I'm doing that. And my business partner works there during the day. He runs it during the day. So yeah, no, that'll be easy. Easy for me.
Nice. Because honestly, like, I'd be honoured to play your voice drops so that people can understand who you are, and they'll get on the interwebby thing and they'll go and research everything about you, and before you know it, they'll be buying Calvin Klein underwear and Leif Shively t-shirts.
William Shatner underwear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. He remembered. He remembered. That's good stuff. Good work. Very good work. So what we'll do is we will wrap it up after this, but please don't go anywhere because I do want to have a chat to you about a little bit more of a promotion that we can do. And at the same time, got to really, really thank everybody for joining us either on YouTube or Facebook, X, or even you talkers. Now, I've heard about you talkers. It's fun to have you. Thank you. And join us next week. We've got an awesome week coming up, but only one interview, really. Holidays, Easter is coming. I've got a joke about that one too. I really do. But not for air. Believe me, Leif, I'll tell you the joke. You guys have got Easter coming up next week, don't you?
Yeah, April, yeah. It is.
Yeah, I'll give you a joke for Easter, okay? Yeah, but I can't say it on air. I'm not allowed to.
You can say it now.
No, I can't.
Why?
Well, I was wondering
because
you
you're
said
recording.
The amount of countries. I was like, ooh.
Believe me, we're in some pretty exotic countries, including, would you believe, Papua New Guinea is tuned in this morning. Yeah, Port Moresby. Nice to have you guys with us. It really is, and thank you for joining us. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're talking to Leif Shively and the Leif Shively Band coming out of the Big Easy in Louisiana. And Leif, It has been an absolute honour meeting you, Sarah. It really, really has. Looking forward to following your career closely over the next 50, 60 years, you know. And believe me, I'll be around that long. I really will be. I'm only 21 now, bro. Look, you know, this is what radio does to you.
Yeah. Hey, we have the technology now.
Yeah, absolutely, we do. We really do. Before you know it, we'll be downloading our brains, and before you know, we'll be the ether with a conscience, maybe.
We'll all be centuries old.
But yeah, believe me, I think that's quite possible in the near future. And in fact, to be very honest, I think man and machine are bound to become one. To be very honest, but you know well, we've all seen the Terminator kind of movies and stuff like that. I got to be honest, but you know, the argument is, well, we've been doing it for years. We've had prosthetics for many, many years, if you know what I mean, helping out our people who've lost limbs and everything like that. Today we've got exoskeletal machines that help us out and give us a quality of life. It's not going to be too long before we start hardwiring ourselves, and well, we'll be hopping on spaceships and running away to places like Mars. You watch. We will. Well, we've run out of things to discover. As human beings, I mean, human beings notably are all about discovery. We do. You know, how do you think we found America, for instance? Columbus got on a boat and went there, you know what I mean? Named it, this is mine, and away we went. But today, we've discovered everything on Earth except for what's at the bottom of the sea. So we need to keep our interest up. Let's send a few people out into space and see what they can turn out, right?
Why not?
Why not? You never know. They might be able to breed cattle with 6 legs instead of 6 udders. Oh, I'm sorry. I was told that was utterly ridiculous. Fair enough. I get it. Leif, it has been an absolute pleasure, sir, and would love to catch up with you again in the near future. Looking forward to maybe, you know, being able to promote you a little bit more, much like the nickel slots today. Nice to wear their t-shirt. Thank you for joining us, and believe me, looking forward to hearing new music from you in the near future.
Hey, random question. Am I able to send whiskey to y'all's country?
Yes, you can.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Especially partial to a little bit of moonshine too, by the way. I really am.
I could get some of that. I was going to send you. I've got a little sponsorship. I can send you some stuff from the whiskey company.
Oh yes, please
so,
do that. But little side salad bit of information for you. I had some of Popcorn's recipe.
Whose recipe?
Popcorn Sutton.
Popcorn Sutton.
Yeah.
Moonshiners.
He was literally
okay.
Yeah, believe me. I had a friend of mine who had some of his recipe, gave it to me. Got to be honest with you, one shot of that and I was tore up from the floor up.
Yeah, he was.
Well, you know how you're supposed to test it, don't you? Besides drinking it, you take a little bit, and if depending on how hot the flame burns, because it's all going to burn, but the bluer the flame, the higher alcohol content. It's blue.
But the thing I found out was it's not supposed to be room temperature. It's supposed to be in the fridge and drink it cold.
Correct.
Yeah, no, it was straight out of the package. You know what I mean? Hello, here you go, swamp, bam, and I'm out cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can take it out. I mean, it is nice. You can take it out in the boat and not have it refrigerated or something and sip on it, but it is much better cold.
I learnt that lesson. I really did. Anyway, my friend, don't go anywhere just yet because we've got a little bit of chatting to do. But for everybody else, thank you for joining us today on Gas. Please join me on Monday morning between 5:30 in the morning and 10 for the breakfast show. Believe me, absolutely 100% Galaxy artists and 110% best indie artists in the world. From now until then, have a very happy and successful weekend. But from me, it's happy radio, everyone.